Hi everyone. Today, we're tackling a common head-scratcher for many Solidity developers using Foundry. You're writing your tests, everything seems fine, but suddenly you hit an EvmError Revert Counterexample. This happens specifically when you try to call transfer on an ERC20 token. It's frustrating, right? Let's figure out why and how to fix it. This error, EvmError Revert Counterexample, essentially means your transaction reverted. Foundry is telling you, hey, something went wrong, and here's the state where it happened. When it's specifically with transfer, it almost always points to an issue with the sender's balance or permissions. Your test setup isn't providing the necessary conditions for the transfer function to succeed. The contract's require statements are not being met. So, why does this happen in Foundry tests? First, by default, your test contract, which is message sender for many calls, starts with 0 Ether and 0 tokens. It's an empty wallet. When you call myToken.transfer, recipient, amount, the transfer function checks if message sender has amount tokens. If message sender has 0, the require statement inside the ERC20 tokens transfer function will fail. This leads directly to the revert. Second, you might be confusing transfer with transfer from. Transfer sends tokens from message sender. Transfer from sends tokens from an owner who has approved the message sender, the spender, to move their tokens. If you intend transfer from but use transfer, or if transfer from is used without prior approval, it will also revert. Foundry's testing environment needs explicit setup for these scenarios. Let's dive into the solutions. The primary fix involves setting up your test environment correctly. Point number 1. Ensure the message sender has enough tokens. You can achieve this using Foundry's vm.deal cheat code. vm.deal, address, amount, gives a specific address a certain amount of Ether. For ERC20 tokens, you typically need to mint or transfer tokens to the test sender first. A common pattern is to mint tokens to an address, then use that address as message sender. Point number 2. Use vm.prank, address, to set the message sender for the next call. This is crucial. Your test contract itself might not be the token owner. You need to tell Foundry who is actually initiating the transfer. So, a typical flow looks like this. First, vm.deal, some address, some Ether amount, to give them Ether for gas, and then ensure they have tokens. If your token has a mint function, call myToken.mint, some address, token amount. Then, use vm.prank, some address, myToken.transfer, recipient, token amount. This sequence ensures some address has tokens and is the actual sender. If you're testing transfer from, you need an additional step, myToken.approve, spender address, token amount. From the owner, then vm.prank, spender address, myToken.transfer from, owner address, recipient address, token amount. Remember, the test environment starts fresh, so you must explicitly set up balances and permissions. And there you have it. Understanding vm.deal and vm.prank is key to mastering Foundry tests, especially with token transfers. This approach will help you avoid that pesky EvmError Revert Counterexample. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this helpful, please give it a thumbs up, consider subscribing for more Solidity and Foundry content, and leave a comment below with your own testing